Mm, 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 mm. Hmm. Hmm. Okay, so hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm here to talk about Love Island USA Season 7, Episode 21. So we start with the Casa in the Villa, still reeling from losing Nick and Olandria. The girls are just like down bad, like really down bad. And Nick, not Nick, but Ace and Taylor, they talk about their their love for Nick and sad that he's gone, and they couldn't fathom that Jaden wouldn't stand up for him, and I couldn't either, but Austin is more her speed, I guess. But she gonna find out. Like Jaden seems like she got her head on her shoulders, right? And Austin would not be who I would think that she would want to be with, but I digress, whatever. So we see them sad, and we see Jaden talking to Austin, and he's just like, checking on her, seeing where her head is at, see how she's feeling after that tough decision that she had to make. And she's just like, I made the right choice. I'm happy with my choice. They're all good. So then we see Nick and Alondria, and they're on a date. I don't even know if it's really a date because they just have like wine, like a champagne flute in front of them. Each one of them have their champagne flute, and they're talking. So they're telling each other what's happened in the villa and what's happening in Casa. So she's telling him how Shelly got, she popular, all the guys want her, but she did stick with one, and he's tall, and you know Ace is gonna have to come with it. And then she also tells him about Sierra meeting a guy that low key looks like him, and they remind each other. He reminds she remind ugh, Alon reminds Alondria of Nick, so he's like, oh my gosh. So then he tells her, what's been going on at the villa, and he tells her about Taylor, um his connection with Clark or whatever. And so he was just like, yeah, he has a physical and emotional connection with her, and or he has like a more of a physical connection with her or whatever. And so Alondra is just like, well, if she could take him away just off of a physical connection, then he was never my man to begin with. And I need her to remember that, because he was never your man to begin with, because that man has not liked you, unfortunately, even though you were baddie. But that man has not liked you, and he has been waiting for a Clark or somebody lighter or somebody white to come into that villa for him. Honestly, I'm just saying, like, because I don't understand how he couldn't be attracted to her, because that girl is Alondria is beautiful. Like, she got top and bottom and just beautiful. Girls are going to get the top and the bottom like that she has naturally, and he really wasn't attracted to her. And okay, whatever. So as they're talking about all of that, we see Clark and Taylor in the speakeasy, and he's like, they're talking, and he's checking on her, just seeing how she, like how she's feeling, and she's checking on him, how he's feeling, because Nick has left or whatever. And they, like, they're talking and all this other stuff, and then they hug, and then they start to kiss, and like he's like looking her in her eyes, he's kissing her, and it's just like, even the way that he was kissing her, it was never been like a kiss like that with Alandria. And it was just like he was faking the funk with Alandria this whole time, and I feel so bad for her, because it's just like, so we go back to Nick and Alandria, and they get a text, and it says, they have a choice. They can stay single, but they must leave the villa, or they can couple up and come back to the villa. So they said it's no brainer. They couple up and they go back to the villa. So what was the point of that? What was the point of voting them, or I mean, what was the point of dumping them just to bring them back? Like, why? Like, I just don't get it. Like, that was a waste. Like, that whole everybody's tears and cries and everything was a waste if y'all were just gonna bring them back together. Like, y'all really could have just left them where they were at. Like, if y'all was gonna dump them, y'all should have just dumped them. Like, that's so annoying. But anyway, so they decide to go back to the villa. We see Coco and Ace talking, and they're like, chopping it up, getting to know each other a little bit. They're asking each other questions or whatever. We see at the villa, the girls are like, again, they're down bad. We see Zach talking to Amaya, and he's like reassuring her and just like, giving her like, just letting her know, I'm sorry, your girl had to go home, but just think about it. If she didn't go home, then you was gonna go home, and like, all this other stuff. He was just trying to cheer her up. And then we see Alon trying to cheer up Sierra. They're talking, and then Chris plucks a flower for Shelly, because he was just like, I heard that, because she's still like, Shelly is down bad, like really, really down bad. So he gives her the flower, and he was just like, I remember you telling me that you like flowers. And she was just like, oh, that's so sweet. And she was just like, do you know what this flower is called? And he was just like, a Shelly flower. And I was just like, oh, that's so cute. Oh. So everyone goes to bed at the villa and the casa, and then we see what's their name, Nick and Olandria sneak in to the villa, and they go and sleep at a different bed or whatever. So we sorry, we get to the next morning, and like the girls are waking up, and like, you know they wake up, and you see Shelly, and she's still like, she wakes up, and then she starts to cry because her girl ain't there. And then they go get they go into they like go get dressed, and Shelly is still crying, like she's really like sad. Even before they went to go get dressed, Amaya came and gave her a hug, just checking on her, making sure she's okay. And she's crying. She's in the dressing room, and she's crying again. Like, she is just like down bad, like for real, for real. She is down bad. Like, her girl is gone. She don't know how she gonna do it. So the boys, they like make breakfast for all the ladies. Like, the boys in Casa make the breakfast for all the ladies, since they're all, down and sad or whatever. And then we go to the villa, and like everybody is waking up, and then Alondria and Nick like pop out the cover, and they were just like, good morning, Highlanders. And then everyone's just like, oh my God. And then all the boys run to go hug Nick. And girl, it was just like, I mean, I don't know if I could understand it or not, but it was just like, literally, they all ran to go and hug him. Taylor jumped over Olandria to hug Nick, and it was just like, did you not see her? Were you that shocked? Or like, I didn't understand that, because I was just like, did this man really jump over her to hug Nick, and he didn't even pay her no mind? And Olandria, did you notice that? Like, did you notice that? So everyone's like, all the girls come and introduce themselves to Alandria, and Clark comes, and she was just like, she was just like, good morning, my name's my name's Clark. And they hug each other, and then she walks off to the side, and she's just like, good morning, Islanders. And I was just like, girl, you're not gonna be here for long if you're doing all of that, because what was that for? Like, are you okay? Like, why you oh, girl. So we see in the confessional, what's this boy's name? Taylor was just like, I'm happy that Alandria is here, but dang, I hope she ain't see me in the bed with Clark. And I was just like, what was y'all doing in the bed? Was you cuddling her? Like, or was y'all doing a thing? Like, I don't understand what that sentence was about. But it was just like, of course you was gonna be like, if that's your couple, of course you're gonna be sleeping in the bed with her. But like, what else did y'all do in the bed? Like, I don't what but whatever, child. So we see all the girls in Casa, all the new girls, they're like getting ready or whatever, and they're talking, and they're just like, are you gonna? They were asking, what's her name, Clark. They were asking Clark if she was gonna tell Alandria that her and Taylor kissed, because she had told him the night before that they had kissed or whatever. And they were just like, "Are you gonna tell her? Like, if she pulls you for a chat, like, how, like, what's gonna happen? Like, are you gonna talk to her or whatever?" And she was just like, "Yeah." And then one of the other girls was just like, "I honestly feel like you should tell her, because if that was me, I would want to know." And then someone else was just like, "But do you think she's gonna weaponize that against you?" And I was just like, "What is she gonna weaponize? Like, what is she gonna weaponize about that? How can she weaponize that against her? To like, I didn't get that sentence, but hey, whatever." So, we see let's see what else happens in this episode. So, the girls are still sad or whatever. um they're still like, we're back at the villa, I'm sorry, at Casa now, and the girls are still a little bit sad. They're talking to their couples. Shelly and Chris are talking to each other, and they're like, getting to know each other a little bit, but you could tell she's like not really feeling it right now, because she's so distraught um behind Olandria, but she's getting better or whatever. So we're at the villa, and we see Nick talking to the guys, and they were just like, "Well, what happened?" So that's when he tells them all, like, what happened with the text, with the date, with her coming to pick him up. And then he was just like, "And I told her everything." And they were just like, "Ooh, Taylor, you in trouble." So Taylor really has no choice but to come and talk to her or whatever. So we see Taylor talking to Clark, and I forgot what they talked about. I don't really remember, but Taylor moving funny to me, and so is Clark. So I really don't care what they really honestly have to say, but whatever, they talk. So yeah, they're talking. Then we see Nick and Sierra talking as well. And then, mind you, when they were at the dinner, I mean at the date at the beginning of the episode, Nick was just like, after they had got the text to see if they want to couple up, Nick was just like, "I've always been attracted to you. Like, I've always wanted to talk to you, but it was never right." And he was he was telling her that, like, what did he tell her? Like, he was attracted to her, and he wanted to couple up with, not couple up with her, but get to know her, see if there is a connection. And Alandria was just like, "You were always pulling me for challenges, so I just assumed, but you never pulled me for a chat, so I just assumed that it wasn't there or whatever." So it was just like, "So do you want to try?" And it was just like, "Yeah." So they're talking to each other, like, a little bit more, getting to know each other, but they're really not talking about, because I feel like, Alandria is still focused on Taylor, and it's just like, girl, let that boy go. Like, he is not focused on you. Like, and if you can't see it, I don't know what to tell you, girl. Like, girl, you too pretty to be like that over Taylor of all people. But yeah, so um let's see, Taylor and Alandria finally talk, and it's like, I'm trying to see, did I think he pulled her. I think he pulled her for a chat. Yeah, he goes to her to, like, "Can we talk or whatever?" And Ace and Nick, oh, messy behinds, go and get some popcorn so they can, like, listen to what they're saying or whatever. So they talk, and he basically tells her that he has a connection with Clark, but he still has a connection with her, and he wants to explore both of those connections. And she was just like, "All right, okay, yeah." Like, what can I say? Like, is there really much that she can say? So they get a text or whatever. No, they all get ready for the night, and they're like going to, hey, it's nighttime, so they're all getting ready or whatever. So as they're like getting the drinks, they get the text where they're going to do it's going to be the Casa against the Villa um game thingy or whatever. So they all go at the fire pit, and they start getting the texts where they're just like, "Oh, um kiss the tallest boy," or "who the tallest boy kisses the shortest girl," or something like that, or the shortest girl kiss the, just, all those little different things, and they're competing against each other. So when they got to the question about something about I forgot what the question was, but it was Sierra who was doing it. And so she's kissing Elon, and she was just like, girl, that girl was going in. Like, I was just like, okay, Sierra. So the villa wins that point. So after they won, they run to the like they run to like one of the walls that's closest to the villa, and they're yelling, Sierra, Sierra. And Nick is just like, you know and then they do another one where it was just like the tallest, whoever is with the tallest boy kiss your partner. And it's Shelly and Chris. So Casa won that one. So when they get the text saying that Casa won, Pepe was just like, oh, we know who that was. And Ace was just like, I was just like, y'all are a mess. So they was doing the absolute most in this challenge, like legit doing the absolute most. But Casa wins the challenge or whatever. So everyone dispersed, and they go in, they go and they're like talking to their couple or whatever. And we see what's this boy's name? Taylor talking to Clark. So they go to the pier, like the dock, not the pier. I'm sorry. They go to the dock, and he takes off his jacket and he puts it on the like the little bench thingy so that she can sit on it so she don't get her clothes wet or whatever. And I was just like, you ain't never done that for Olandria. And I was just like, oh, I do not like Taylor right now. So he's telling her, yeah, I had a conversation with Olandria and we broke up, and I let her know that I'm gonna pursue my connection with you. Da, 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 da. And I was just like, hold up a minute. You did not tell that girl that y'all broke up. Why are you lying to this girl? That is not what you told Alondria. You told Alondria that y'all were you wanted to explore both of those connections. First of all, you were already single anyway. It's not like you did the breaking up. Ariana broke all of y'all up. So stop it. Don't try to make it seem like you left her so that you could be with Clark. And Clark, you getting big headed because he said he left you when you was there when Ariana said everybody's single. So stop it. Like, girl, whatever. So they're on the dock and they have that conversation, and then they start to kiss. And I was just like, you, Taylor, you're doing a lot of kissing with this girl that you ain't never done with Alondria. And low key, I can't be mad because I mean that's what you're supposed to do. If you have a better connection with somebody else, you're gonna explore it. So explore it, but it's the way. I don't know. I don't know. It's just because I feel like Taylor, you wasted our Alandria's time. Like when Jalen was brought in specifically for her, you was you was blocking, like you was doing all of this stuff so that she would only keep her eye on you. Like you really didn't, like you was always there. Like after she came back from the date, you was right there trying to pull her so that you could talk. You was always trying to pull her just to make sure that you could stay in the house so that somebody else could come in for you. But when she had the chance to be able to build a connection with somebody again, you really wasn't trying to let her do that. And it's so annoying because now that you found somebody, it's just like bump Alandria, like, and I don't like that. And it's just like I feel bad for Alandria, but at the same time I'm just like, girl, like you should have been seeing this from jump. Like that boy he was not feeling you. And it was just like, again, I don't know why he wasn't feeling you, but he wasn't. And that's his loss, honestly. So we saw them kissing, and then we back at the villa, and we see Sierra and Elon talking. And they're talking, and they're like, trying to fill it out, see what's going on. And then we also see Nick and Alandria are in soul ties, and they're talking, about their connection and how they feeling. And then Alon asked Sierra for a kiss, and Sierra's thinking about it, and she was just like, no, I can't kiss you outside of a challenge because I don't want to do that to Nick or whatever. And then we cut to Alandria and Nick talking, and Nick asked Alandria for a kiss, like, can we kiss or whatever? And she was just like, okay. And so they kissing down. And I was just like, oh wow, this is gonna be something. This is gonna be something to see. So it's just like, is is he gonna pick Olandria? Is he going to tell Sierra? Like this is gonna be something. Like, okay, we finally get into the juicy stuff about Casa Amor. Like we finally get to the juice. So it's just like, okay, we're gonna see what's gonna happen. But that was the episode. Again, it wasn't really a lot. Oh, it was funny when they got the text to that they was gonna play the Casa versus Villa. Ace was hyping up the Villa to be like, we gonna put it all in. We gonna put our backs into it. We gonna do X, Y, and Z. And then we cut to the Casa, and you see Shelly like, we about to go all in. And it was just like, y'all are the same people. Like y'all are literally the same people. It's too funny. But yeah, so that was the episode. Again, not a lot really happened. The only juicy part of this episode was the end. So we about to see what's about to happen. Um, but yeah, what did you guys think of this episode? Get down in the comments so we can discuss. If you like what you see, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on your post notifications so you can know whenever I drop. And I will see you guys in the next one.